Hi, Melissa Terzis, DC Real Estate Mama, and today we are going to talk about 6 things that really suck about DC. so, I know that I'm not supposed to talk about things that are negative about the city, right? Like, I live here, I make my living here, I'm raising my family here, but every city really does have things that are like super annoying or just downright obnoxious about them, and DC's no exception. So let's talk about the 6 things so that you can at least know what you're getting into before you move here. Number 1, traffic. I don't want to look back wistfully on the days of COVID because I know those early days were some real dark days, but I have to say, from a traffic standpoint, I kind of miss it. When there was nobody on the roads, it was pretty amazing. I could get places in record time. But I mean, that's also like the 2-month time period where I also got like 6 camera speeding tickets. That's a thing here, by the way. That's like 1A of the list of 1 to 6. So we have a lot of red light and speeding cameras, and I got many, 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 many speeding tickets in those first 2 months of COVID when there was nobody on the road. But regardless, traffic here is really terrible. And the drivers here, at least 1/3 of them anyway, I'm looking squarely at you, Maryland, are not even remotely close to good. I don't know how some of these people get licenses. So if you go to Google and you type in YRMA, all you have to do is get the MA in and it will try to autofill why are Maryland drivers so bad. Anyway, when I did this, I found a gem on Reddit. Thank you, Reddit, the gift that keeps giving. And it is from courtesy of Mad Money McGee. I don't know who that is. It's just who put this together. So, Mad Money McGee says, here's my grand unified theory of the DC area drivers. When you're in town, meaning like in the city, right? DC drivers, they're fairly normal. They have to be defensive no matter what, so they're kind of on their game. Virginia drivers in the city, they really seem to hate the idea of city streets and generally just act confused. Maryland drivers, they have no fear of death and no regard for the lives of anybody else on the road. Accurate. So, on highways, Mad Money McGee says this: DC drivers are slower than average, as if they spend so much time on city streets that they don't know what to do on a road with a speed limit that's higher than 25. Virginia drivers out on highways are generally aggressive, but also predictable. You just assume if you're a Virginia driver that they're going to make the aggressive move. Maryland drivers, complete wild cards on the highway. So accurate. They do whatever is opposite of what you would like them to do. Again, no fear of death, Maryland. No fear of death. And this is true, and I'll tell you, I have a dash cam, and there's one reason why I have a dash cam, and it is the ubiquitous Maryland Uber driver. They're not good, people. Watch out. You cannot be distracted on the roads here when you have Maryland drivers alongside with you. Reason number 2, why you might hate DC. Politics. Do you care about what happened on the Hill today? I don't. You might, but if you live here, you're going to hear about it. And many people who work here work for the federal government or for an associated government contractor, and they are very, very invested in what happens on the Hill. Regardless of your thoughts of politics itself or any type of political issues, every breath that you take here in DC is going to be 17% oxygen, 22% pollen, and 61% politics. Can't get away from it. All right, number 3 reasons why DC sucks. People leave. Don't even bother making friends. I don't even bother making friends because hardly anybody has roots here. And I feel like people get transferred and uprooted right out of here all the time if they even had roots to begin with. And then new people come, and then the new people will also move. Like, we've been in our house 8 years at this point, this version of living here. We were somewhere else for 10 years prior in DC. You just wouldn't believe all the people who have come and gone. There's houses that have turned over 4 times already in my neighborhood that we watch. For sale sign goes in the yard. People live there a year or 2, then they're gone. New people come in, they leave. It happens constantly. So over the past summer, I was at the pool with one of my neighborhood mom friends, Goopy, Crazy Goopy, our neighbor. And she said, listen, I have to ask you something. Are you guys planning on moving? And I said, no, where are we going to go? I don't know where we would go. She said, good, because I'm just really not available to make friends with people anymore who are going to move out of DC. Girl, I got you. I'll be here. I don't like moving, so we're going to stay here for the duration. All right, number 4, crime. So DC was murder capital in the 90s. Yay, we like won an award. No, we didn't win an award. We really didn't. But things really did get a lot better in the 2000s. And then this thing happened that you might remember called COVID. So, but this isn't just a DC problem. I know that this is happening in a lot of areas. And again, we're not really supposed to talk about crime because it is very subjective. But things aren't so great right now. So, you know, we really had a wave of carjackings, and it's still kind of going on, unfortunately. And a lot of it's being traced back to teenagers. Teenagers, where are your parents? Why aren't they watching you? But in all seriousness, the premise of being carjacked with my kids in the car is like something that keeps me awake at night. So we've had to work on like little type of mini drills, right? Like me telling the kids, be aware of your surroundings. Be aware when we're getting close to where we're gonna go, maybe to a store or a restaurant or whatever it might be. Have your shoes on. Be ready to get out of the car. Don't have like me get out of the car and stand there while you guys are in there picking up stuff and all of that. You gotta move quicker just in case. I'm pretty darn sure that these are not things that my mother had to work with the 9-year-old Melissa on when we were growing up in like leafy suburban Connecticut. Carjackings weren't a thing, but they are a thing here, and it's just something that you need to be aware of. You need to be aware of your surroundings at all times. And it's, you know, a lot of times I think for many years people are like, oh well, it doesn't happen in this neighborhood. It happens in every neighborhood. I can guarantee you that it does. Okay, so number 5, the people. I know, I'm not really sure if it's because there's just not a core group of people here, like I said, with roots in DC, but people here, like, well, they're not really particularly friendly. I mean, unless people just don't like me. I mean, how could you not like me? Is that possible? I don't know. Anyway, I mean, maybe they're just more reserved, and I mean, I get it. I'm out there, I'm in your face, I'm super genuine, I'm very authentic. Everything that I fit, like, people meet me and they're like, you're exactly like you were on video or in your email or whatever it is. There's what you see is what you get with me, and I am like straight and to the point, and I don't necessarily know that like works for a lot of people. I think just in personalities, people are conservative. That's more of a statement of a personality, not a political persuasion or anything like that. And then number 6, the last thing, is that DC is really expensive. The whole area is very expensive. I've done several cost of living videos. Definitely check those out because it goes through and compares it to other cities, as well as comparing it to New York, which is kind of the benchmark for a city that has like a horrible through the roof cost of living. So definitely check those out. It is expensive here, but you also generally find that people are compensated well to come here, to live here. There is a bit of a rat race here, but you know, it's not like it is in New York. Definitely not, but the cost of living's high, and people work hard, and they work very, very hard to have a lifestyle that they can afford and also enjoy. So there's also a ton to love here, and there's a lot more positives than negatives. So I just wanted to do this quick video because everybody always says it can't all be peaches and cream, and that is totally accurate. I get it. So there's lots to love about the DC area. I have a ton of videos on that, a ton of videos on neighborhoods, so check those out. And you can hit the subscribe button down below. Not sure which side it ends up on. And my contact info is coming next.